So the first thing we need to do is we need to weigh out our ingredients. We need 350 grams of self-raising flour. Okay, so Harrison, can you weigh that out for me, please? Put it in the bowl carefully. 350. There we go. Bit over. Tip that in the bowl then, Harrison. Okay, and then to that, you just need to add a very small amount of salt. So almost like a pinch of salt, like this. Okay, just need to add that there. Okay, just not too much salt. And then the next thing, you need to get a teaspoon, and you need a teaspoon, which is one like this, of baking powder. If you haven't got baking powder, it doesn't matter, it still works without it. Okay, so do you want to tip that in? That's it, well done. Okay, the next thing, we need our scales again. We're going to measure out 85 grams, so not very much, of butter. Now, it says in the recipe, it says butter cubed, but we just use this and it works absolutely fine. Okay, so this is just normal, like, spread. So 85 grams, that's fine. And we keep that for later, okay? We keep that for later. Next thing, we need to add 3 tablespoons of caster sugar, okay? So here we go. Do you want to do 3 of those into the dry ingredients? And then the next thing we need 100 grams of sultanas, okay? So we're going to put that back on, because that's fine. So we need 100 grams, we just need to...
187.
Yeah. Oops.
Oh, that's
There
no
you go.
more.
That's okay, that'll be fine. Right, we'll put those back away, so we don't need those again. And then the next ingredient you need is 175 millilitres of milk. Okay, so you should have your flour, your sugar and your salt in the bowl. What we're going to do now is we're going to add the butter and the sultanas. You can just add the butter if you want. The sultanas can go in later, but it's just because we weighed them in the same place, it doesn't really matter. And what we're going to do now is we're going to use our fingers to make sure that you've got really, really clean hands. We washed our hands before, we've just washed them again now. And you're going to go like this to create breadcrumbs, what it looks like with breadcrumbs. So do you want to do it, Harrison? And then we'll show everybody what that looks like in a minute when we've got breadcrumbs. Okay, so this is what it should look like after you've rubbed all the butter in. Okay, so as you can see, it looks like breadcrumbs. Harrison, we need to make a well in the middle. Can you do that for me? So this is what the well should look like. Show everybody. So it should be like a hole in the middle, okay, like that. All right, and that is where we're going to put our milk. 100 millilitres of milk, slightly warmed in the microwave, and you're going to tip it just straight in, like that, okay? So do you want to film and see what it looks like? Like that. And then what we do now is we just go like this with the knife. Harrison, do you want to do that? Until it's all mixed in, okay? Okay, so you've added your milk and you've mixed it all with the knife, and then you get your hands in there a little bit and you should end up with dough like this, okay? So what we're going to do now is we're going to transfer that dough, we're going to put it in half and we're going to transfer it over to 2 floured surfaces, okay? Obviously make sure they're clean, all right? So Harrison, that one's going to be yours. And we're just going to use our hands to push it all together, a bit like Play-Doh. It's a bit like doing Play-Doh, okay? So push it all together, push it all down. You've got to make sure you've got plenty of flour on the surface, because otherwise all your mixture will stick, okay? Okay, so we've kneaded our dough. I've made it into little pieces like this. Like I said before, you can use a cutter. Ours is a bit small, so I've decided to do sort of these type shapes like this, okay? And then you just put them onto a baking tray. You don't need to like put any butter or anything on the baking tray at all, just like so, like that. So Harry's going to do the same. So there's his dough. So just show them what to do, Harry. That's it. So just form them into, you can either do circles or you can do like squares, rectangles like that, okay, and then just put them on there. Once you've got them all on there, and it should make roughly about between 8 and 10 scones, okay, you get your egg, your beaten egg, like that, and just put it in the same cup as we had the milk, and you just put a little bit of egg on the top. Some of you might have, or your parents might have like a cooking brush that they can do that with egg, but we haven't, so we just use a little teaspoon like that. There we go. Right, that's going to be a mega scone, that one.
And that one's mine.
Right, we'll put the egg on the top, and what we're going to do now, we've put egg on all of it, haven't we? Is we're going to put them in the oven. Now the oven needs to be quite hot. It needs to be about 220 degrees, okay? And you need to have done that at the beginning so that it's so you're putting the scones into a really hot oven. And they're quite quick. They only take about 10 minutes, okay? Between 10 and 15 minutes to cook. You'll see, because they'll be like a golden brown colour. Okay, so we're going to put them in now. Harrison, can you pass them over a tray, please? Thank you. Okay, so now we wait between 10 and 15 minutes. Okay, so the scones are ready. So as you can see, they're like golden brown. Okay, so they're all ready. They'll be quite hot when you take them from the oven, okay? So let them cool for about 5 or 10 minutes. They are really nice when they're warm, so straight from the oven. So you can have them with butter and jam, or you can have them with jam and cream. That's really nice. Yeah, so there you go, finished product, scones.